Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit subscribe, continue to help me grow this channel. So remember, hit subscribe, and without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Tyler Anderson, who threw 6 scoreless innings, striking out 5, and I just love his changeup, and his weird leg kick. He now leads the major leagues in wins with 7 and is 7-0 on the season. I know most folks don't really care about wins, but 7-0, that's pretty impressive. Chris Bassett threw this sick 77-mile-an-hour slider. Zach Eflin threw 8 scoreless innings and had this dirty curveball. Josiah Gray had 9 Ks in 6 innings thanks to his wicked breaking balls. Dane Dunning continued to be nasty. He had 7 strikeouts thanks to his changeup, his fastball, and these nasty breaking balls. Logan Gilbert was throwing heat, touching 99 miles an hour, and had this mean slider. Speaking of mean, check out this Brady Singer sinker. That's hard to say. You rarely see a sinker run so much that it almost hits the batter on a swinging strike. Shane Bieber had 11 strikeouts in 7 innings with 40 called and swinging strikes in the game. And you can see why looking at these knuckle curves and sliders. And here's an overlay of Bieber's fastball and knuckle curve, and you can see part of what makes him so tough to hit. Nathan Eovaldi had 8 strikeouts in 6 innings thanks to his dirty splitters, his wicked curveball, as well as his messing with timing. Here are 2 fastballs to the same hitter, and you can see his varying leg kicks. At the least, this would be really distracting for the hitter. Garrett Cole was dominant with 9 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings, taking a perfect game into the 7th. When Cole is on, he's just a big bully on the bump.
Just trying to find his way as he adjusts.
Shane McClanahan continues to mow down hitters. He leads the major leagues with 89 strikeouts, and every pitch in his arsenal continues to be a top-notch weapon, including his curveballs, his changeups, and sliders. And of course, he has a fastball that touches 100 on occasion. Max Fried only had 4 Ks, but they were 4 filthy Ks. Look at this slider and, of course, his beautiful curveball. He had 8 scoreless innings, giving up only 2 hits, and that's in Coors Field. My filthiest starter yesterday was Joe Musgrove, who almost threw his 2nd no-hitter. He had 7 2/3 no-hit innings and showcased his elite breaking stuff. He has a 1.64 ERA this year and has to be considered an early contender for the Cy Young Award. And here's Joe Musgrove's curveball and slider grips. He didn't have a baseball, so he used a pair of socks. The man is filthy and resourceful.
So when I like to feel like I'm throwing it like a 4-seam, but when I look back at video and stuff, I'm actually on the side of the ball and like a little farther away from my head. But when I keep that thumb underneath, that still keeps the fingers up on top of the ball. Whereas if the not there, the fingers will get around the side, and that's when you get like that kind of pop out the back of the ball.
Yep.
And my curveball would be the horseshoes there. It's into the back side of the horseshoe. So the horseshoe would be moving like this, right? This is really tough with a sock. But they'll throw their curveball this way, very traditional, and the same idea with all my pitches. I'm trying to just tuck my thumb under a little bit.
On to my filthiest relievers. Hjelle is a giant. I mean, this dude is 6'11", which makes him tied for the tallest pitcher in the history of baseball. And he says he's 6'11 and a half, which would make him the tallest. And I believe him. He looks pretty darn tall. And he's also nasty. Trevor Richards and Gerrit Cole put on a changeup show. Look at these filthy changeups. Before the airbender, these 2 guys had my favorite changeups in the league, and they were facing off against each other last night. Pure changeup porn. As you probably know, the college postseason baseball has started, and Ben Joyce pitched to 1 batter yesterday, threw 5 pitches, and brought the heat, getting the K. Speaking of bringing the heat, check out this stuff from Emmanuel Clase. These are 100 and 101 mile-an-hour cutters with that much movement. Yeah, I know they weren't all strikes, but the Orioles' straight-on camera angle, it shows you really how nasty these pitches are. And look at this 95 mile-an-hour slider. What are you supposed to do with that? That much movement at 95 miles an hour, well, it may not be illegal, but it's definitely immoral. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. This triple play is insane.
Fastball lined into center field. It's down for a base hit. Alcantara charges. Everyone giving the stop sign. The throw goes to second base. Leonard tries to apply the tag on Dale. He will. Now Reyes down to third. They'll a tag there. Now a back pick to second. They've got a man in a pickle. It could be a triple play. Vivas back to, that's Alcantara, and the tag is made.